Do you believe wholeheartedly that Jay's your father?
I really do.
You've been ducking this boy's DNA for all his life. Take the test!
Like, I didn't make the allegations. I didn't tell people to say these things. It comes out, I see it in the news like everyone else.
If you got $10 million, he goes, listen, young boy, I don't want the world to know nothing about this because my image, he goes, some money, I'm gonna take care of you. Nobody's gonna say no.
Chances are, just out of nowhere, random universal selection, this boy who's not related to you has your nose, has your mouth, has your brow line, has your hairline. It's like all of this just by accident.
I just really want it over. It's something that's really affecting my life, and I just want it over.
And the messiest service imaginable was just delivered to Jay-Z. And 50 Cent is currently having a field day. After the court decided that Rymir Carter's paternity case may proceed, Jay-Z has until July 18 to reply. Yes, it's becoming more serious. But this is where the heat really starts to build. Reports state that 50 is covering Rymir's legal bills and will even include him in his next documentary, which will go further into Diddy and Jay-Z. 50 is obviously enjoying every moment of the potentially explosive mayhem.
I wasn't in the ad because of look, Jay-Z and them was putting it together. So I think they still harbor some energy towards me.
You think you were purposely left out of the ad?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't think. I think that they were saying the NFL had some issues with me that I don't know what those issues are. Like, what is the issue? You see what I'm saying? Like, and I with M, because like with Nori was, he had communication. He said, yeah, I talked to the big homie. He was saying to Jay, he was telling me, you know, the white boy wouldn't do the truth without 50, right? And I'm like, that's when I start saying crazy stuff, because I look and I go, oh, that's your big homie, right? And so he imaged himself after a gay painter. The big homie wanted to look like a gay painter.
What are we talking about here?
We're talking about Basquiat. He wants to look like a gay painter.
Oh my God, I think I know where we're going with
So
this.
now look, what I'm saying to you is, look, when you start looking at, that's not mine, that's theirs, they're Harper, right? But when you look at, M is looking at the entire legacy.
Yeah.
The whole thing, like with M, Dre, and myself.
Moreover, this is not merely a paternity claim. Serious claims that Jay-Z had a relationship with a 16-year-old girl surfaced in 1992. At 32 years old, her alleged kid is in the public eye and is demanding answers. It is purposed and isn't just a mess if it turns out that Rymir's accusations are accurate. Jay-Z may have to face a part of his past that he has been avoiding for a while. In this instance, the emphasis, the time, and the strain could result in numerous modifications.
She met Jay-Z and had intercourse with him. How old was she?
I would say I think she was about 16, 17, or 16, just turning 16 or 17. I know it was one of them.
And Jay-Z was what age?
I wouldn't happen to know. I think he was in his 20s?
I read 22.
Oh, yeah.
I think I read 22, but he was in his 20s.
Yes, I wouldn't happen to know his age, but 22, I'm pretty sure if they put that out there, then... I really try not to get frustrated, basically. I really try not to think about it, I go on with my life, because, anything could happen, but, I still gotta live for myself at the end of the day, I still gotta work and bring an income for me, I can't sit around, I gotta get up off my feet and do something, I can't wait on the world, like I can't say, I can't wait on anybody to want to respond when they want to. It is important that I know who my biological father is, just because, my mom health, I don't know if it's coming from our family or it's coming from the other side, and that would be something I really would want to find out, because, in the future, you don't know what could happen. And a lot of people are so quick to judge because they see somebody coming out and try to find out if the person, trying to find out things, they so negative to push you down, This is
made even more bizarre by the notion that Beyoncé has been undermining this case from the start and is making every effort to conceal Jay-Z's private life.
Beyonce's thing came when a friend of mine who knew her, somebody in her camp, and she said something supposedly, this is all hearsay, about regarding saying Rymir needs to go away little boy, something to that effect. There was something out there with the song they made. And then next thing I know, somebody was at my property.
It's something crazy going on with this case. Like,
Like, honestly, I just want everybody in the world just to keep their eyes open and just watch things that happen, that just like how things unfold, because it's crazy. It really is crazy. These judges, these lawyers, this fraud, this collusion, who knows what it's for, money or friendships or whatever they got going on. But I can honestly say that we should never go in the courtroom feeling like we're already the victims and we did nothing wrong. We did nothing wrong but coming here, tell you guys the truth, put our life on the line, come to every court case and give you 100% plus of us, and basically we just got stepped over.
But now that a judge is finally taking the matter seriously, and 50 Cent is getting involved, chaos is imminent. The lawsuit under discussion has the potential to undo all of the hard work that Jay-Z has put in over the years. His marriage to Beyoncé is well known, he keeps up a polished public persona, and he has even made billion-dollar business endeavors. How come this paternity issue has persisted for more than a decade, and who is Rymir Carter? First of all, contrary to popular belief, he is actually Rymir Satterthwaite, not Carter. And it's not a last-minute attempt to make money beginning at the age of 19. Rymir has been fighting to establish that Jay-Z is his father. In other words, he has dedicated almost half of his life to being honest and gaining the respect he so desperately desired.
And if it's not, why you can't prove me wrong? Like, it's not far as a proving me wrong thing. It's go to the courtroom and basically do what everybody else would have to do. Like, it's not, you don't have to prove me wrong. I just want the truth. Honestly, I can take a no. I can take, if I'm embarrassed at the end of the day, I can take that. I really can. I've been through a lot, been seeing a lot. I could take me being embarrassed. Like, just can't take nobody not saying nothing. Like, you know, it's not fair.
Jay-Z is said to have first met his mother, Wanda, while she was still a little child. She claims that after a quick meeting between the two, she became pregnant. When she tried to reach Jay-Z to inform him about the pregnancy, he ignored her entirely. Nothing was heard, no calls, no answers, just silence. This is something Rymir is still clinging to as an adult decades later.
My mom had to sit down with me. I guess she thought I was old enough to know now, and she been saying Sean Carter, that's what she was calling him at first before she was calling him Jay-Z, and I really didn't know who that was because I was young and, you know, had my little brother, and I really wasn't worrying about it. She was saying it a lot, but I really, this was going along with the person I was just seeing, like the person I looked at who was taking care of me at that time. I really wasn't really trying to understand what my mom was talking about, but she constantly put it in my head like, son, it's not your father, and I really want you to know it is. This person is your father, and I just want you to know. She continued to tell me that over the years and over the years and over the years.
But it wasn't always a battle. Lily Colley, Rymir's godmother, said, according to her, Jay-Z's staff first really wanted to deal with the matter behind closed doors. There were even rumors that Rymir, a young musician with genuine promise, may be signed to Jay-Z's company. They appeared to be moving toward a resolution of some kind, without the necessity for legal proceedings or public displays of spectacle. But there was a sudden change in energy. When new attorneys were brought on board, the atmosphere drastically shifted. What started out as a temporary solution for peace ended up as a legal nightmare. Instead of cooperation and offering, it deteriorated into silence, barriers, and denial. Somebody or something had clearly terminated the attempt at reconciliation.
He never tried to contact me in any type of way, and that's all I'm asking. Is like, cause I honestly really want the case to be over with. Like, I've been going through, just like I said, a lot, and as I said, I'm not chasing nobody. I'm not trying to do this to make somebody seem like a bad person, a bad father. I'm not trying to make nobody seem like a bad person or nothing. I'm just really coming out here for the truth. I don't want no money or anything. I wasn't looking for none of that. I just want to know the truth, and if I can't go to the courts and get the truth, like, what is it really? Why you? What is it? I just really want it over. It's something that's really affecting my life, and I just want it over with.
What then caused them to decide to alter so quickly? They likely got concerned after learning the full extent of what this case would demonstrate. If Jay-Z had a relationship with a 16-year-old, there would be major legal repercussions. So, the matter was no longer only about parenthood. Even worse, if he transferred her from Philadelphia to Brooklyn across state borders, he might face federal charges for the transportation of a minor, which carries severe legal consequences. That's perhaps why his legal team quickly changed course and began handling this matter as if it were a serious emergency. For nearly 10 years, they have been actively working to suppress, postpone, or dismiss it completely. Because if this ever comes to light, it may ruin Jay-Z's whole legacy, not just his image.
Rymir Satterthwaite, Wanda's son. She had it when she was 16. It takes 40 weeks to cook a baby. That means she was 15 when she got pregnant. Age of consent in Pennsylvania is 17. Was then, is now. And she was taken across state lines from Pennsylvania to an apartment in New York. Oops.
Oh, the detail.
That's how Rymir Carter made it into this world. Take the test, nigga. That's fine. We'll give you don't know Diddy. Take the test. You've been ducking this boy's DNA for all his life. Take the test. Do something. You've been dead beating it your whole life.
By the way, this 32-year-old man has long maintained that Jay-Z is his biological father. The reported events between Jay and his mother, who passed away, were described in a signed statement. Finally, after years of legal back and forth and delay, a judge has determined that it is time to stop the games and proceed with this litigation. Reports state that 50 Cent is paying for the legal battle not as a charitable donation, but rather because he wants to see Jay-Z fall under pressure, which only complicates matters.
What makes you so absolutely sure that these kinds of allegations that we've seen against him are true?
Well, I'm surprised by the allegations, as surprised as everyone else is. Like, I didn't make the allegations. I didn't tell people to say these things. It comes out, I see it in the news like everyone else.
What are your thoughts on the allegations against Jay-Z?
That was interesting. When I was saying things not knowing exactly what I was saying, but I was going with, where's Jay at? He's mad quiet. Like while the Puffy thing was going on. But it's obvious now that his team was being made aware that he was in those allegations also. So I hope it works out, because with his family, the things that go on internally is that those accusations are crazy.
I don't have no felonies. I'm not crazy or none of that. It's like, I just want the truth, and it's so hard to get it from the courts. And it seems like Jay-Z don't want to say anything. So, I don't want to see him go down for something that you could have just got taken care of. That's it.
Nobody's talking about the fact that he is currently suing his first biological son to quiet him and put a gag order on him. Why would he be doing that? I don't know. Maybe it has something to do with the fact that Rymir's mother was a minor when she conceived Rymir with Mr. Carter, who was a grown adult. What kind of family man is that? You don't want anyone to know, you or your wife, don't want anyone to know who your actual biological children are, because most of them were created with minors while you were an adult. He's been in court with this young man for the past decade, fighting taking a DNA test. If he's not your kid, take the DNA test. Simple. If the young man is not your son, why have you spent so much money trying not to take a DNA test? Take the DNA test if he ain't your kid. You such a proud family, man. While you fight back the truth about your firstborn biological son, because you don't want nobody to know that his mama was barely 15 when you made her a mother and you were a grown man. I'm here.
Yeah.
Him and Blue Ivy got the same mouth.
Things are rapidly getting out of control, and Jay-Z has never been in a worse place. Since Diddy is already the subject of a thorough inquiry, focus is now turning to other well-known hip-hop musicians. All members of that close-knit community are now being denigrated. Furthermore, there are suspicions that some of the facts pertaining to Diddy's probe may have surprising Jay-Z ties. In the event that connection turns out to be genuine, this case might transform from a private legal battle into a much larger storm that reveals far more than anyone could guess.
New lawsuit coming with Jay, the part with Jay. I go, oh shoot,
To us, Black excellence.
that had to be there.
We getting tighter. You know what I'm saying? And united we stand. And ain't nothing else.
Black excellence, they're sitting there like, yeah. It's the billionaire brunch.
Oh, I hate you, man.
Unaware of anything going on here. This is the one time I'm gonna be with you this year.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
That's crazy.
What was interesting was that Jay-Z's camp basically put out a statement saying that Jay and Puff are not friends and they're not close at all or whatever else. Did you see the two of them interact a lot?
I seen them interact, but I wouldn't say they was close. I believe Puff felt they was close.
Oh.
But if you was a person on the outside looking in, like me and Uncle Paulie used to always talk about it, me and D-Rock and stuff like, yo, why Puff kind of like sucking Jay off so much? You know what I'm saying? Because you be like, we done flew to 5 or 6, 7 different concerts that Jay-Z has. But Jay-Z is not at one of Puff's shows. You know what I'm saying? You look at the Rock brunch where Puff will break his neck to get to the brunch. But Jay-Z don't pop up at any of Puff parties. You know, now I can only speak up until 2012. You know what I'm saying? And Puff was breaking his neck. Like at the end of the day, in our mind, we say, yo, he ain't even invite Puff to his wedding. When he married Beyoncé, Steve Stout and all them was there. You know what I'm saying? And Puff was kind of in his feelings, but once again.
Oh, Puff was upset he didn't get invited to the wedding?
Of course he was. You know what I'm saying? But you got to remember, we're security, so we're bottom on a tote pole. So he's not going to show you that it really affects him until you have a little conversation with him, or you say something, or you overhear something. But he didn't get invited to that, you know. Yeah, Jay came through every once in a while, like if we was in a yacht in San Tropez or one of these places like that, Jay might ride up, you know what I'm saying? And it's more or less to show, yeah, I got a yacht too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm out here too. More or less than we're tight friends. I look at it as two people that's getting money because they did have some businesses together and we did have to go to some meetings together, and it was like, this is how far it goes, but we're not friends. You know what I'm saying? Like people ask me that all the time. I think Jay ain't really with Puff. It was no personal into it. It would be like if Ron Burgos is flying from LA on his jet, but Jay-Z just so happens to be going to New York too. We all end up on the jet.
Landscape is changing, and survivors are finally feeling encouraged and empowered to speak up. It appears that 2025 will be a year when secrets are revealed. Despite Jay-Z's belief that this will remain a secret forever, the old conventions are no longer relevant, and people aren't scared to hold influential people responsible anymore.
I work every day. I also have my own kids to take care of, so it's like, it's been a journey for me, and it's just like, you know, I just got so much on my name right now. I never ask for money. I don't do interviews just saying, hey, Jay-Z, give me your money, or I'm coming at the Jay-Z for his money. I never did that. I'm not that type of person. I work for everything. The next is I'm just trying to basically make sure no other kids or nobody else in the world has to go through this. Basically, don't feel afraid to go to court and see if a person is your biological parents. You know, so many people are scared, and this is a big thing in the world. A lot of people don't have their fathers because they scared to go out and search for them, and sometimes it only take a little search, you know, go search, and if it's wrong, we're adults, well, most of us adults, even for the teenagers, it's this being a role model for them, showing you can go in the courtroom, and if you're doing everything correctly, you should be able to just get treated as equal as other person. I've always been a person that I never hate anyone. I don't walk around with hate for a person, so I try to teach my kids that just be the best that you can be. So that's just a motto I go off. I would never hate Jay-Z, you know, it was never that type thing. You know, I respect him for everything he did. And as I said, I've been going through a whole lot through these years because this case, like me, my mom, my godmom, we didn't seen the worst. We didn't have people, you know, slander my name, like you want Jay-Z money, and I hear it all. I'm going to fight until I'm not here no more, and it's never going to be against no one. Like, you know, I'm going to continue to fight. It'll take another 10 years, maybe another 50. Maybe I'll take this to the grave with me, but everybody can say I fought this.
Yeah.
He's come out and said, like, you know, this is just long-term harassment, man. He's like, this thing is just won't go away.
Long-term harassment. You know how disrespectful that is to a man that looks almost identical to you?
Yeah, that's his child. That's very disrespectful. I mean,
to a man that chances are, just out of nowhere, random universal selection, this boy who's not related to you has your nose, has your mouth, has your brow line, has your hairline, same straight knobby knees, is like all of this just by accident. Just by accident. It's just a coincidence. that this man looks like he could be your Irish twin. Are you kidding me?
9. We should begin at the very beginning. Jay-Z was only beginning his career in music in 1992. Wanda, Rymir's mother, says she met him in Philadelphia. She claims they spent time together at his aunt's house in Brooklyn, where he escorted her. A couple of weeks later, he returned to see her again, but he disappeared.
I'll tell you what I do know. I do know that I have listened to actual commentary from his godmother, Lily, who sat with a friend of mine, Liz Croakey. I was there, I was present, I heard it come out of her mouth. Wanda was a minor. A minor! When she got pregnant with Rymir. And like Wanda always said, he picked her up in Philly, but he took her to New York, across state lines, to bed her while she was allegedly underage. Even though Lily was present when Rymir was born.
5 more unsettling information regarding Wanda's experience was later disclosed by Dr. Lily Coley. Wanda reportedly encountered Jay-Z, who was then known by his street handle Rog, in a neighborhood that was notorious for its high drug use. She claimed Jay-Z was one among the local dealers there. According to sources, there was nothing Wanda could do to contact him when she discovered she was expecting. On the birth certificate, she was forced to name her ex-boyfriend Robert Graves as a father.
She was very clear on the fact that Wanda was a minor when she was pregnant with Rymir, who was born a year before my son Giovanni. He came 92. That means she got knocked up in 91. He was well into his 20s by that time. Well into his 20s. Allegedly taking teenage girls over state line. He got unlucky, that condom broke. Poor guy. Or maybe that was just karma. Maybe God made sure that happened for a moment like right now. Disgusting. Don't nobody want to talk about the other kids that everybody denies don't exist. Whatever. You know, to be a billionaire that can't get a loan is one thing. But to be a broke billionaire and a deadbeat dad, that's something different.
Yeah. You know, even Solange's son, the Daniel kid, he said he doesn't have a great relationship with Beyoncé, Jay-Z. What do you feel someone coming out saying, hey, Jay-Z's my father? What does that person want from a hoe if he's saying he does not care?
To prove that his mother wasn't a liar, because that's what they said his entire life while she was alive. Denying him makes her a liar. That woman was on the phone with the judge who was harassing her, telling her, demanding that she stop filing for paternity when she gave way and died. His mama died on the phone. Trying to get proper acknowledgement for him. If your mama died like that, would you just sit around and let people keep calling her a liar?
But my thing is this, this is how easy it is. First of all, kids come before everything.
Yeah.
I mean, because you're gonna have problems with your kids sometimes, but if you got $1 billion, if you got $10 million, you go to listen, young boy, I don't want the world to know nothing about this because my image, here goes some money, I'm gonna take care of you. Nobody's gonna say no. If you my son, I love you, I'm gonna give you money, I just don't want nobody to know about this. It's easy to manage. The fact,
yeah, but that starts with extortion. That's the first step of extortion.
No, but
once you give someone some money, you are now an ATM.
So you saying someone, no, your son. Like, there's a difference between someone and your son that you made. Right or wrong?
Still a stranger though, you don't know.
It don't matter, but if you made him, he's a stranger because of you.
Yeah.
Fuck, he's a stranger because of you. If you're a stranger, you know what I mean? So my thing is, if you my son, my thing is, I think a son is something all men want. A son.
Yeah.
If once you have a son, you don't care if he was 40 and you just met him, he's your son. You be like, yo, especially if you got the means to just do whatever you want. That's the thing I think a regular person like me don't understand.
Rymir's birth certificate was formally revoked in 2011, when a DNA test revealed that Robert Graves was not the child's real father. Since Wanda had only dated Jay-Z and Robert at the time, the options were rather obvious. After making the decision to go to court, Rymir filed a paternity complaint in 2010. But there was chaos from the beginning. He has charged that Jay-Z's legal team has abused the system by allegedly buying off judges and attorneys to delay or end the case. In addition, there are certain worries over how the case is being handled. It's been moved from court to court, dismissed, refiled, and postponed more times than anyone can remember. Since Jay-Z didn't own any real estate in New Jersey, his attorneys even attempted to claim that he couldn't be forced to undergo a DNA test there. Rymir, however, produced receipts as evidence that Jay-Z at the time indeed owned real estate. In the state
all the fraud on the court, if we just let that, just pass and not say anything about it, they would continue to do anything they want. It's not just with us, it's with people in the world. Like, a lot of fraud and a lot of collusion that's just been going on and just been looked over was never supposed to happen. Like, and I will not let that pass. I'm not letting the lawyers get away with that. They will not go in the courtroom of justice and just lie like that and continue to get praised off it, or use this lie to benefit off all these years. Like, we've been going to court, putting our hard-earned money out there, and we going in there to fight fraud. That's just that's craziness. That's really craziness. And I don't think nobody in the world should have to go through that. You going in there, you paying your hard-earned money. You got these lawyers that just frauding and pitting anything they want basically in the courtroom, and the judges is just allowing this to go on. I honestly believe that both of them should be hold responsible for this, because you guys, this is you guys' job, and if the judge can't see this or overlook it, I can understand a mistake, but just throughout the years, to continue to overlook fraud it's just craziness to me. Like, come on, it's right there in your face. If you can't see that, then I don't know what else we can.
9 seconds, that's the situation at the moment. 50 Cent has shifted from making jokes to investing real money in what may turn out to be the most explosive scandal in hip-hop history. Now that the court is finally taking action, Jay-Z might not know what to do, and Rymir Carter isn't going to let this go. Everyone is watching him closely as the deadline of July 18th approaches. Will he try to delay taking the DNA test, or will he ultimately decide to do so? In any case, 50 Cent will keep causing Jay-Z as much pain as he can and won't be stopping anytime soon. This narrative is just beginning. So please remember to subscribe and leave your ideas in the comment section.